Good morning, boys and girls. Happy Saturday to you, and happy Summer of Stories. This is starting our Summer of Stories summer reading program today. And so I thought I might come dress the part. Do you like my sun hat? I would love to get started with you with a sweet book called Swashby in the Sea. So here we go. Welcome to Story Time at our store. We're so glad you came to read and explore. Now open your eyes and turn up your ears, because you never know who or what will appear. This morning, remember I mentioned we're going to read Swashby and the Sea. And this is not Swashby. This is Swashby. And he likes to be alone, but the sea thinks he should be different. So, this story is written by Beth Ferry and illustrated by Juana Martinez Neal. And this book comes to you from Houghton Mifflin Harcourt. That's their publisher. And I'm going to take the jacket off so that it'll be easier to turn the pages. Look at that pretty cover underneath the jacket. Swashby and the Sea. Ooh, these end papers are beautiful. Captain Swashby loved the sea. The sea and he had been friends for a long time. She knew him in and out, up and down, and better than anyone. I can turn these pages today. So, when Swashby retired, it was to a small house on a small beach as close to the sea as he could be. And whenever he needed something, the sea provided exactly the right thing at exactly the right time. Life was just the way Swashby liked it. Salty and sandy and serene calm. Until squeaks and squeals sprang from the empty house next door, which was no longer empty. It had been commandeered by a girl and her granny who planted umbrellas, scattered beach chairs, and boarded Swashby's deck without permission. Uh-oh, he has neighbors. Well, Swashby battened down the hatches, hid when the doorbell rang, and fed their oatmeal cookies to the gulls. Oh, goodness. He didn't need neighbors. He didn't want neighbors. Neighbors were nosy, a nuisance, annoying. So in return, he left a message written clearly in the sand, and it says, "No trespassing," which the sea fiddled with just a little bit. Uh-oh, the sea is gonna change his message. What's she gonna change his message to? Oh, look, S-I-N-G, sing. Sing, the girl read, and did just that. She sang every song she knew while dancing up and down Swashby's deck. There she is singing and skipping. "What now?" she asked. "Now, vanish," Swashby wrote later that evening, adding a starfish exclamation point. Look at this. Now vanish. And the sea fiddled just a little. Oh dear, what is the sea gonna say now? Ish, the girl read, picking up the starfish. And she did just that. She closed her eyes and began, I wish. No, Swashby interrupted, stomping down the steps. If ye mean to make a starfish wish, ye must say this. Starfish back to waves so blue, the sea will see a wish come true. How lovely, Granny said. We wish you'd come for a cup of tea, Mr. Swashby. Swashby doesn't want neighbors, but I think the sea has another plan. But Swashby wished to be left alone, so he grumbled and mumbled and hurried inside. He didn't need tea. He didn't want tea. Tea was civilized, friendly, neighborly. What he needed was a new message. So now it says, please go away. He wrote firmly in the sand. And once again, the sea fiddled just a little. P-L-A-Y, play, the girl sounded out, and did just that, with Swashby's shells and stones, with his buckets and shovels, but her towers kept falling. Barnacle bottom, Swashby muttered, marching out. You're doing it all wrong. Ye must not use the sun-baked sand. It's the sea sand does the trick. And he showed her how to dig for the wet sand below. It's the wet sand that keeps it together. But Swashby was gone. Ooh, look at this sand castle. Before long, amazing sculptures decorated the beach. It's the clamshells ye should be using, Swashby called from inside. Come play, Mr. Swashby, the girl called back. Swashbys don't play, he answered, banging the shutters. Sometimes it's hard to read upside down. So, the sea decided to meddle more than just a little. She inched her way up the sand and tickled the girl's toes. She nibbled on the sculptures and slurped away the buckets. The girl tried to grab it, but look at me, the girl called. Look at her, Granny gasped. Oh dear, look at her. Granny hurried to the water's edge, but look, she's going out in the sea. Swashby was already there. Looks like he's saving the day. What are ye up to, ye great salty imp? He asked, scooping up the girl and the bucket. With a great big wave, the sea delivered the pair back to shore. And there was no stopping the laughing and thanking and hugging that was Swashby's reward. I see what she did, he whispered to the sea. He was whisked away to celebrate. After that, it was easy for Swashby to have tea with the girl and her granny, and ice cream and lobster and s'mores on the beach. It was easy for him to share his special sea glass. It was even easy for him to see that neighbors could be fun and friends and family.
And what's that his tattoo says, Miss Dearsha?
Family.
It says El Mar, which is the sea in Spanish.
Thank you. I couldn't even see it here. And when he had a moment to himself, Swashby carved a heartfelt message for the sea. Thank ye, friend. Which the sea filled with just a little bit. Oh, what is she gonna do now? Ah, the end. The end. Did you guys like that story? I loved that story. Swashby and the sea. He didn't like neighbors at first, right? But the sea had other plans. So, if you were able to get by the store and pick up your StoryTime kit, you received a few things inside. A blue piece of construction paper, a shaped piece of brown paper, they call this butcher block, and a little bag of seashells. And what you're going to do with those, take your piece of blue, that's going to be your water, and your piece of brown, and you're going to glue the piece of brown on top of the blue so it kind of looks like sand on the beach. Okay? Then you can take a piece of either a crayon or a pencil, something usually black or gray, and write whatever message you want on the sand and use your seashells to decorate the sand. And I know I have some very imaginative boys and girls out there, so I'm sure that as soon as you finish these, you're going to send me a picture of them so that I can see what you decided to put on your beach. Well, before I leave you today, I did promise that I would make sure that you had a stamp for your passport. Remember to pick this up from the store, and when you do, and you've watched this story, you can take, and on today's date, color it the color of the sea, which is blue. Okay? And that'll be your stamp for today's story time. If you picked up the StoryTime craft kit, you also get this stamp. You can cut that out, or mom and dad can cut that out and put that on the bonus stamps. Okay? Well, it was wonderful to read with you guys today, and I hope that you have a wonderfully blessed week. I will see you next week for story time, and bye-bye.